Welcome to We Love to Hate Everything. I'm Jody, and along with my long-distance bestie Amanda, we live to break down all the things we love to hate. Each week, we scour TV, TikTok, and pop culture and deliver you our unfiltered, snarky takes on everything. Take a moment to subscribe on YouTube so you catch all our live streams and shows, and follow the links in the banner to subscribe to our free weekly podcast and 2 Patreon shows, We Love to Hate TV and Total Request Podcast, where you request the shows and we break them down. Once subscribed, you have instant access to our massive library of hundreds of past shows and recaps. We promise you'll love it. And listen, we're all friends here, so let us hear from you in the comments. We love getting to know you, and we hope you enjoy the show. All right, let's go. Hello, and welcome to We Love to Hate Everything Browntown Edition. I'm Jody.
I'm Amanda, and gotta tell you, your mic was going all over the place during that. Talk for a second.
That's just fantastic.
You sound great now. You sound fantastic. Yep, you're good.
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Happy Friday. It's Browntown. I did a little chocolatey edition. Just delicious,
extra
sweet.
Brown today. Extra
brown.
And
extra kind of salty here. I'm wearing
guys. Salty Birches
salty.
Did a salty dump this week. And I gotta say, I'm sensing some tension between Meri and Jen. And guess what? I'm on Meri's side somehow.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't want to give too much away, but next week in our Hot Topics, I am in parts 2.5 of that Diddy documentary series.
I'm going to watch that right after I'm done with everything today. I can't wait.
Okay, well, call me basically a historian of the East Side, West Side, the rivalry.
Yeah. You know all about that?
Oh, I think I know whose side I'm on, but I'm going to be careful. But this is a building up, Jen and Meri. It's the next Tupac versus Puffy. I think so.
Yeah, it was just.
Yeah. I mean, you can't have
queens.
2 sons in the same universe.
Yeah. I'm sensing tension over there between Jen and Meri. So we have a lot of videos today. And then we're going to read through the book, and we're halfway through because we have the pictures. And one of the chapters we're reading today is Truly's kidney. So it's going to be a good show.
I mean, is that it? That's it.
Oh, that's
it's fine. She'll be fine.
It's a touch of flu.
Just tell her you'll have a pee-pee poo-poo party when you get home, and
I
problem
believe that
solved.
when we first learn about the touch of flu, it's revealed to the camera by, I think, Cody pulling the curtain back from the door, and Truly is hiding behind the curtain from a ball behind the curtain on the floor.
That's what one would do when they are fighting to keep their vital organs warm and still functioning. It's usually one of the last signs that you might want to get you the urgent care or something.
Jesus,
anyhow,
let's do some housekeeping.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, not gonna lie.
What?
I said I'm not gonna lie, but guys, I tried a new gummy last night, and I'm pretty sure it's still in my system. So
yeah, what were you doing when? Okay, I went to the bathroom, shocker, right before Jody was about to start, and I came back and I expected the theme song to be playing, the intro, and I'm just seeing you in the little box here, and the Browntown thing is up, and then I just see you doing something like this. I was like, what is she doing?
No, I don't remember that at all. I have no idea.
During the intro, you texted me, dude, I'm still so high. So maybe that's what you were doing.
That was between you and I. Okay. Easy.
Oh my God. Housekeeping. What are we doing this week?
Okay. Sorry. I'm pretty excited because I don't have the kids this weekend. So it's
ooh, that is exciting.
A little early celebration. All right. Listen, you know what to do. Check out Hot Topics everywhere you listen for free. Oh, we got some. I mean, there's even more Garrick Murfield news. So tune in for that.
Mhm.
And again, in case you guys have been wondering since 92, if you need a historian's point of view on, what may or may not have happened to Tupac, tune in for that.
We'll talk about that this week. It'll be our big top story.
Also, every Tuesday at noon Central, we are rewatching a watch along of that week's Sister Wives episode. This week was episode 10. Next week, watch along, listen along, or wherever you listen for free. This week on Girl Dinner, all of our favorite things. So we just pulled out something last night, and I was like, that was one of our favorite things. Oh, the Stanley cups, or like the metal cups.
Oh, we talked about that.
That's what I'm saying. Like last night, it was like one of the kids
we
was like,
to talk about it. Okay, but yeah, we talked about straws for a really long time.
Oh yeah, you got
metal
straws. Glass straws.
Yeah, can't have the glass ones. I was just about to say that. I watched that whole story. I was like, oh my God.
I did too.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
You guys, we're into
the vault.
We're into season 15, and just the next episode we record, you guys.
God. It's happening.
In the middle of the episode, black screen, COVID-19.
Yeah. As you said, one of the last scenes pre-COVID is Janelle going uphill screaming like we would on a bunny hill.
A little bobsled. A little whatever that's called. But in this one we just recorded, it's Leon and Audrey talking about like all their plans. We're gonna move to Salt Lake. And we were like, they don't even know that none of that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Really truly the beginning of the end, and we kind of were like, oh, like this is the real beginning of the end. But so check that out. This week we're on season 15, episode 1, Being Stronger, Being a Bitch, and Janelle in her power denim shirt. And of course, all month long, we are watching classic Christmas recommendations on TRP. And this week was a John and Kate. So of course, check that out. All right. Are we ready?
So much foreshadowing. I have another really quick foreshadow.
Okay.
Whatever episode we recorded yesterday, we're gonna address something in it, just so you guys know. So in a couple of weeks, you'll get to hear us like discover it. But it's this shirt that Meri's wearing in it, and like, it's just. I was kind of like having like a little like mild panic attack last night about literally nothing, and then you texted me that you found the shirt. And it was just like a warm sensation of happiness came over my body. Okay, well, let's get into Brown Town. Yeah? Is that what happens next? That's what happens. Yeah.
Yes.
Brown Town. Everything's waiting for Pooh.
That's so awful. Wow. All right. Well, one of our favorite things this week, and you really just drove it home and put it in perspective for me how amazing this is. Let's just throw this up. TLC from the horse's mouth. Yeah. The Sister Wives Apology Tour, as if it were a Lollapalooza of the ages.
I love that you sound like Delilah right now because you're a little stoned, so you're just a little more.
Really?
Yeah, a little Delilah coming out here. Hey, everyone.
Oh.
Snowy night.
Didn't Delilah end up having like a really tragic backstory? Like her son or something?
Yeah, a bunch of kids died. I think she has a bunch of kids, and
they're like foster, maybe.
Maybe, but she lives in Arizona in like this like estate, like farm. Sounds great.
Okay, really quick.
Apology tour. Who cares? Who cares about Delilah?
Okay, well, really, I have to ask this now. Last weekend, I heard Casey Kasem on the radio. Is this like AI Casey Kasem? Are they like going back in the archives? Does anyone know? Because if it's AI, that's really fucked up.
Oh man,
you are using like a dead person's voice. You haven't heard? Well, I don't know if he was like a thing in Canada, but it was like really disturbing.
I know who Casey Kasem is.
It's really surprising. Okay, so anyway, yes, this apology tour. I mean, well done. I didn't think they had it in them. I really didn't.
Well, you were not
like Christine a two-farter.
Yeah, with David. Okay. Hey, don't tell anyone. But in this episode, Christine and David play pickleball. And Jody's not happy with Janelle in this episode. Although I actually thought the conversation went pretty well. So we'll see whose side everyone's on. Probably yours. But you were not happy with it, with how Janelle handled it.
No. Like, in fact, I'm debating, although like I'm sure I've used this cover before, but like I want to do a Tyra Banks, like, we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. I'm gonna tell you right now, you know who's not gonna be happy?
Robin.
Madison.
Oh, Madison. Okay, but I'm gonna make a really hot take. I almost feel like because Robin's not in the conversation, I feel like there is a point where you can see Cody and Janelle just being like having a real moment because Robin's not there to try to facilitate anything. We need to not have this moment.
Is it a real moment, or is it a moment that Cody knows how to get to Janelle?
No, I don't. I actually think he's much more simple than that. I kind of feel like there's a little bit, and if it makes you feel any better, I think Robin's gonna be really pissed when she watches it back. But
Robin's gonna be real upset.
She's gonna hate it. But Cody, I mean, the way they've done it is all very funny because Cody's like, thank you so much for being the easy one. But like, he knows and we know in the back of his head that eventually Meri is at the other end of this. And she's got some Taylor Swift lyrics locked and loaded.
And Janelle is about to get that spiritual release. And I was watching.
Oh, that's right. He doesn't know that yet.
I was watching a Notes to Self. I don't know if maybe this is like well known, but she was watching with her husband and her mom and her mother-in-law. And her mom confirmed that Janelle did get the release.
Oh, well, Cody kind of blurted it out on that Special Forces interview. He said
that she had gotten it done. Like, apparently
he said two of my wives got spiritual releases, but good for her. Maybe that'll be part of the storyline for next year. Because I can't watch pickleball anymore.
I have to say, I do think pickleball is kind of fun.
Do you want to watch Christine and David play pickleball?
No, I don't want to watch anyone play.
Randall?
Okay, let me just say this. This is going to be a deep cut. You know who David reminded me of in the scene?
Who?
Okay, 3 phrases for you. Amber Portwood.
Oh,
time.
I think David likes to teach women or just other people around him about things. Mansplaining.
I'm just going to say this. This gal doesn't shag balls. Like, I don't do that. But yeah, stay tuned. I have a feeling a lot of women are going to, or anyone who maybe doesn't love pickleball or sports might just you're going to feel that I don't like this.
Or David. For the people out there who are clinging onto their love for David, you might have a little bit of trouble.
You got to be careful, because you can pick and you can tease too hard.
Oh yeah. Well, he says, I like to.
Thing.
He goes, I like to poke. I like to kind of poke at people. Walter's
I will say this. I enjoy teasing each other and that kind of thing. But I do agree that dissing your partner in public or in front of people or in a group like that where you're picking at him, put him down. I do think it isn't a helpful or kind thing. And I was totally guilty of that.
I'm doing it.
You can pick to a point where it's not playful teasing anymore. You get defensive. And then where does that lead you?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to know where Walter is and who the horse is.
Yeah, I know. This is Alfie. He used to be tiny, and when she brought him the first time, she got him just from the reservation. Alfie. And I'm I think this dog's gonna be really big, and she's no, and I'm I think he has Great Dane in him. She's how would there be a Great Dane out in the reservation? I'm well, and every time he comes, he's taller. So yeah, he's definitely a Great Dane. Okay, what's next?
Oh gosh, where are we?
We're here.
After last week's episode with Robin and Dat Cheese Grater all over my TikTok, I'm getting I'm on Cheese Talk here. And in case you want to know the difference for your holiday shopping needs. And if you notice, Amanda, I did it without sound, so we wouldn't get demonetized. You're welcome. I know.
Lovely.
And they say we don't know anything about sound. I just wanted to share this quickly with you because as I was taking screenshots for episodes, I often would like grab one and I'm like, it's not good for anything, but it's just so good. And this one, the second I took it accidentally, it reminded me of
oh my God, yeah.
Right?
That, it looks like she's saying the fava beans line right
yes. There. Yeah, that like is that what it is? What does he say?
Something about fava beans. That's a movie that I will never rewatch because it is too horrifying. I'd rather watch The Terrifier. Terrifier? There's no the. I'd rather watch that than Silence of the Lambs. It's too fucked up. That girl that's in the hole then goes on to be in Grey's Anatomy as maybe the most unlikable character I've ever seen on TV.
In Peds or on all TV?
I think she might be in Peds. She dates Callie.
Calliope, yes.
And she has Sampaku eyes the entire time. She's the worst. Anyway, if you look up pictures of Robin on Google Images, like Robin Brown crying, there will be 7 million of them because I think people just because you can't do that for anyone. Like Janelle, if I wrote Janelle Brown laughing, there would be like 25 pictures total. But Robin,
the caveat to the asterisk is footnote. Crying face, no actual tears, no H2O to be found.
You can really specify anything for Robin, and there will be multiple pictures of it. Yeah. She makes so many crazy faces.
Okay, moving right along. Christine sharing her good old dough recipe. This time she doubled it, saved half her cinnamon rolls, Amanda. So go ahead and jot that down because it's still a thing.
When we sat down to go through all the media right before here, we had to delete a few of Christine's because a lot of her posts are just still her MLMs kind of posing.
We lost weight. You could too. And it's like,
people
or it's kind of Photoshop.
Now, but on that note, even on those, we missed Browntown a couple weeks ago. So even like 2 weeks ago, a Christine post will have, a post from like today that Christine posted will have 205 comments on it. Whereas all of these Salty Birches videos, you guys, like from 2 weeks ago, they will have 2 comments. 2. And I saw one the other day on Salty Tension. A couple people are starting to be like, I don't like Jen and her attitude. She just really talks down to Meri.
Yeah, I think we're like Brinket ranks here. And you know what happens when the general and his troops or whatever?
What Garrison said to Cody?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Gabe was like, Dad, who's driving the truck? And Cody's like, get the fuck out of my face!
Hey, Gabriel.
All right.
Next this is just a nifty gifty for you. Christine posted a video and
hanging on to those transition lenses, huh?
They're Moab and the 4-wheeler, the side of the Moab, and no pun intended here. Truly, I thought it was Christine for a moment.
Oh yeah, all of them have the same
she look
face.
exactly like Christine? Because I'm pretty sure Christine has worn those octagonal glasses, the transitions, and just like her mouth there, she looks exactly like her. It blew my mind. Also, I would just be so pissed if my mom was posting photos and videos of myself on
always
social media
when
like
I
that.
see, especially those ones, those lenses, those glasses. In Into the Woods, the stepsisters get their eyes pecked out at the end of Act 1, so they spend all of Act 2 wearing like those exact glasses. They're like 3 blind mice glasses. Anyway,
that's rough. All right, moving on. This crazy gal, she's so silly.
Christine
so silly.
Has posted. Now, to me, I don't think there's any other option than she is low-key trolling Meri with this.
Yeah, she is. Hey, surviving pod in the chat.
Hey.
Oh.
All right, so Christine says, I was thinking Nightmare Before Christmas and truly immediately said Mean Girls. What? Life is way more fun when you don't overthink it and just let yourself play. Hashtag Nightmare Before Christmas vibes. Except not at all. Hash girl, mean girl energy. Hashtag Christmas fun. Holiday chaos. She forgot to put hashtags for all of these. Holiday chaos. Let yourself play. Joy looks different. Fun over perfect. Creating memories. Laugh more. Women choosing joy. And I don't know what has happened here, but Christine
Hashtag active newlywed grandma.
Oh God. She bought 4 skeletons a la Bob, who hasn't made an appearance in a couple years over at Lizzie's. Bob has not come out. And she bought 4 dresses for them. And I don't know what she's planning on doing with them. But to me, this seems like she's actively trolling Meri.
Okay, now I'm on David's side now. Like, now we're buying skeletons and dresses for the skeletons.
Talk about consumption.
We're going a little too far on the Amazon.
Active skeleton.
Oh, God. Yeah, this is a bit like, what do we do with these now? Where do those go the rest of the year?
Oh,
you know what? Because we have one Bob that we put out. And I'll tell you, it's a pain in the ass. Every other month of the year. Oh, it's like thrown onto the stairs. It's the worst.
All right, moving
so
on to
anyway,
kids. Now, I have a whole segment here for Mackenzie and Tony. First, we're going to show you a couple of things from the social media that at this point, we're really not even trying to pull stuff from the social media because they're so thirsty. And then after this week of them doing their live, I've already been done with them. But I'm beyond done with them. They're fully useless. They are not learning anything. They talk down to their audience, and she's fully on Cody and Robin's side. I'm sorry, but she just did. Even after reading, there's a little moment where Mackenzie was reading Christine's book, and she was going live or posting content every night, being I just finished another chapter. I really hate my dad. I can't believe he did this. Oh, I love my mom. She's so strong. And now it's already circled back to, well, my mom did a lot of stuff wrong too. So we'll get into that in a second. But first, tell us about this. You posted this.
Yeah, actually, they've been kind of boring. They were going hardcore on that smut talk thing and that Pegasus or whatever kind of weird porn furry thing. What is it? Milking stud steer porn.
It's called Morning Glory Milking Farm. That somebody said they were disgusted when I brought it up.
I'm thrilled. I just was speaking all of those directly into my phone, so I can't wait to see what's coming up later.
I messaged the girl. Did you know that? Did I tell you that? I messaged the girl, Becky Feldman, that was on the Doughboys episode that talked about it, and I told her, and she got right back to me. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. And she's like, that's amazing. And then she's like, where can I listen to your podcast? And then I never go back to her.
Oh, Amanda, don't do that.
It's too close to Mitch.
It could be the beginning of a beautiful podcast. Okay. Okay, let's just move on. Basically, Mackenzie, she seems to have been moving away from the smut talk to the I work out with my toddlers because it's cool and fun. She goes to YouTube and these videos are things are falling and jumping and bumping, and then you jump and punch to it.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that as a concept. It's a little more fun. Makes working out fun.
Yeah, when I was a mom with young kids, I liked it as a concept too. And then I was like, fuck this. I'm sitting down while you play over there. Here, we'll play catch. Punk, go. The last thing I want to do is get up and entertain while I'm trying to do something for myself. It's a ton of fun. Can you tell I have nightmares of being pregnant, starting over again? But not Tony. There he is. There's our guy.
3 days till Thanksgiving. No, you do. You can get the bubble.
Please.
You can do the bubble. I can't.
Okay, well, first of all, Sampaku Akimbo, the eyes.
He blew that hair out. There's a roll a roll brush used for this.
Absolutely. He is using the Revlon, the dryer brush. I know it when I see it. Okay, so 3 days till Thanksgiving. Gotta get as many miles and burn as much calories as possible before the big meal. Thanksgiving in the South really does hit different. Oh, you know our favorite little ping finger emoji.
He must be so fun to have a Thanksgiving dinner with, right? He's talking about the macros and each thing, and it'd be just a couple scoops. Shut the fuck up.
It's okay. I'm meal prep for the week. Did you, McKelty? Oink oink. Yeah, we're weighing, we're measuring.
By the way, what do you guys think about that Thanksgiving turkey trot prank? Because I never thought that was even anything.
What is this?
Some family, it was like this prank where people put their own story together because you don't see or hear anything. It's just a family, like the new girl in the family, like the son's girlfriend was doing Thanksgiving for the first time with the family, but she knew them already. Okay. And they were like, we're a turkey trot family. We're going to run a 10K. So then all we see in the video is all of them wearing like matching turkey trot 2025 shirts, and they're about to start the race and going, yay. And then they go, just kidding. And people took it and ran with it. Like, this family is abusive. She should leave him. And this prank is fucked up. She trained. Then people put all this onto it. Like, she trained for months for this. And you can tell. No, she came out later and was like, I know these people for like a while. This was nothing.
Like, it wasn't as if she like took off and then she ran the whole thing, and at the finish line they were like, just kidding, psych.
Really, all that happened in reality is that this family was like, by the way, we do a Thanksgiving trot, and she was like, okay. And then they all put on the t-shirts on Thanksgiving. And
I would volunteer to stay back and keep an eye on the turkey. I'd be like, no, I insist.
But that was it. They're like, she was upset. You can tell she wants to cry. You can tell she's humiliated. I'm like, she looks fine. Oh. But that's just my opinion. Maybe I can't really read people, her body language. I mean, I don't think it was that big of a deal. It was fine.
Oh, okay. Well,
all right. Well, anyway. Okay. Well, next, this Tony and McKelty thing. Okay. So they went live the other day. And first of all, they were talking about special forces. And then they were also talking about the episode. Now, special forces, I guess McKelty really hates Brianna Chicken Fry because she thinks that she's mean to her dad. Like, just really.
Guess what? Your dad is not a child.
Yeah. And your dad deserves it.
He can stand up for himself.
Yeah.
He's trying to prove that he could be at the U.S. Special Forces. Pretty sure he can stand up if his feelings are a little hurt.
Yeah. And they said that the Robin story, that's no way that happened. About like Robin saying, I'll kill Brianna if I go to New York or whatever. Just a lot of defending of Robin and Cody. And
listen, I can believe that Robin didn't say that, but I believe Cody said it. I believe Cody was like, Robin's real protective.
Somebody posted that somewhere, that it's like, I don't think it was ever that. It was that Cody had no intention of bringing Robin. Not that she would want to go.
Because she's socially awkward.
Well, yeah, because like Cody he considers these people his friends, as we just found out this week, that he was shocked to find out that anyone disliked him. So he was going to this event with all of his friends.
Didn't call them by their actual names the entire time.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, moving on. Oh, okay.
Oh, no. So I'm still talking about this live. So the other points though is that the screenshots that were sent to me was they're addressing Leon and Leon's Instagram post, which it looks like they're reading it live on camera. And I didn't love McKelty. Again, McKelty was very they read the Leon thing. My dad has not reached out at all. He ignored us. McKelty's first thing out of her mouth was, well, he reached out to me. That's not true for me. That doesn't. Maybe we should specify who we're talking about. And then they watched the clip of Cody's, like, what Leon's addressing, where Cody's like, I do reach out to my kids. And then McKelty pretty much says that the only thing he really said wrong there is that he wasn't specifying. Because
he said, I've reached out to all my children.
Yeah, and she's like, well, maybe he shouldn't have done that.
But
he has reached out to me. So what I'm thinking is that she feels, I mean, I guess you should feel special if your dad talks to you, but like, I think that she's putting herself into this kind of elevated thing. Well, he does talk to me. So sorry about that if he doesn't talk to you, but maybe we should choose our words better type thing. Then she went on to say that she's pretty certain that Cody doesn't talk to Leon. And then the only reason that could be is because of the transition, which I do believe is probably true, but I don't really know how much that's really Mykelti's goddamn business to tell everyone.
No.
And what else? I wrote notes for this too. Do you remember? I told you this yesterday.
This is really interesting. Jessica says Hunter posted his Spotify Wrapped, and one of his top artists was Brianna Chicken Fries X.
Yep. Okay. I have another one. So she goes, Dad doesn't, I think the problem is that Dad doesn't like.
Okay, wait. The problem is that who?
My dad?
Or my dad?
She probably says Dad. Actually, I think she might call him Cody. Anyway, she says, I think the problem is that he doesn't really like a lot of his kids. Like, he doesn't really enjoy spending. But then it's like the call's coming from inside the house because she doesn't realize that, like, you and Tony, no one wants to hang out with you. But she's like, I think my dad will spend a few hours with like some of his kids and be like, well, that wasn't very fun. And like, won't consider that being fun. So she says that. And then she also goes, well,
again, Mykelti, let's just throw up this photo. What's with the hat? Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing
ever since that, like, that just like confirmed it. From then on, it was like, okay, we all know who we're dealing. We know what's going to go down here.
I think someone asked her about the hat. And she's like, I just thought it was a really cool hat. I'm like, oh, there wasn't like some other story that led to that hat being used for that. But the last thing she said was when Cody on that interview was saying, it's not just my fault and I'll take accountability for the things. But at a certain point, she goes, yeah, that is true. Nothing can be just one person's fault. It was a lot of his fault and a lot of my fault. And my mom, definitely a lot. I find Christine to be really fucking annoying sometimes. And like, I certainly don't find her to be flawless. She has many flaws, as we all do. But I can say that I think that Christine was probably the best wife anyone could ask for. Like, for Cody, I really don't think she did anything wrong in their marriage. Other than be jealous.
You can't say that Christine didn't do everything in her power to give her children every opportunity and more than most kids would ever have in a lifetime or even their children's lifetime. And for Mykelti to be like weighing in on their relationship, I think it's fair that she can weigh in on what she's seen in her experience, but to be like pointing blame, I'm like, unless it's at Cody, I don't think it's fair.
But it is just inherently true. This is all Cody's fault. It's not, the divorce is not Christine's fault. I mean, we watched it 4 years. She did not do anything other than be jealous of Robin. Which
enable.
Every right to
like, I guess it's enabling. Like, really, at the end of the day, it's all of them. It was a codependent relationship.
Yeah. And what about the taxes says, why does he have to like his kids and what they like? My dad loves and hates my reality TV. I mean, true. Me and my dad, like, hang out together, but like, I'm sure that he doesn't leave going, that was such a fun time with Amanda.
Oh God, this is like a perfect. I mean, you and I talk about this all the time where I'm like, I love my kids, but am I like dying to have a, 2-hour driving session with my 15-year-old son while he talks about fucking cars and video games and computer parts? Like, oh no.
But is he having fun hanging out with Aurora?
I think he is, because it's like feeding his ego and shit. But the thing is,
Solomon and Ari are the funniest people on the planet.
But the thing is, like, my kids don't know that I'm like, okay, like, I'd rather whatever. In fact, actually, this is funny. Okay, so this is my first reaction. My daughter, like, she has her little like TikTok account. She doesn't like post herself or whatever. I saw something that she reposted, and I was like, oh, and it says. Of course, I took a screenshot because I was like, oh. It says, I may lose friends and lovers, but mom will always be there to fill that gap.
Oh, that is so cute.
So cute. So of course I'm like, oh, and I'm like, Adam, she reposted. And he's like, oh yeah, they sure fill that gap, meaning every square inch of personal space that we have in this house, because we can't sit anywhere with them being like, hey, what are you guys doing? Can we hang out? You guys want to like hang out? You guys want to like drive together? You want to like hang out? Yeah, we love you, but like, you don't have to have all the same interests and want to hang out. However, Cody can be like, I'm going to take one for the team and hang around, Tony's street tacos because I have to invest this time that I maybe don't want to spend in order to have a relationship.
I just don't really see how McKelty. I mean, what McKelty's saying is true. He doesn't like his kids and he doesn't have fun hanging out with them. But McKelty seems to not put herself into that group. She puts herself into the group of I'm one of the ones that my dad. And I think that's all it is. She is a pick. Everyone in the comments, pick me, pick me, pick me. That is really all it is. But how you could go a whole couple months posting content about how you'll never look at your dad the same way again after reading your mom's book. And now turning around and saying, no, my mom did a lot wrong too, is fucked up. You are useless is really the word I'd use.
Yeah, so, agreed. Yeah. All right. Moving along. Oh, okay. Are we ready to
we're ready for Meri. I mean, this Meri. Is where maybe we should do Janelle. Should we end with we got a lot of good stuff here.
It's up to you.
Let's get Janelle over with and end with Meri. Okay, let's just blast through this here. We already
God, I love that so much.
She's watching the Macy's parade.
Janelle being shocked that NAU is on TV. Who knew? I'm in North Carolina and I mean, wait till Janelle finds out that you can watch football games, the NFL, college.
Not that easily though, I hear. All right. But then she tried this apple pie. We haven't talked about this yet this week. She made this apple pie, or did we talk about this? And it just classic Janelle, full text. We tried a new recipe for apple pie. Needless to say, it had way too much water. So we strained out the apples to actually put in the crust to make the pie, which actually to me sounds smart. Now we have this very amazing, tasty, thin applesauce. It does have cornstarch in it. What can we do with it? It's really yummy. So it's just like the part you should strain out.
It's apple.
She wants to know what she uses this depression era.
Pulpy apple in it, diluted applesauce water. I know really what you could do with it. You could dump it. Go dump it in your compost pile, or like go get some more apples and try it again,
or just throw it away, Janelle. But here's the breaking news from this morning that somebody sent me on Instagram. Thank you so much. I think it was Christina. An update on the RV here, and so it's this, and then a video which I didn't take because she kind of went on and on. She's very short, long-winded, but she wrote. So this is a picture of the RV, and she said, and this is 9 minutes ago, and this has 42 comments on it, Meri. 1,131 likes, 4 reposts already. My fifth wheel finally arrives in North Carolina. Now I'm working to figure out some issues. Whenever something is new and it's hard to work through, I always find myself wanting to throw my hands up, tell myself I can't do it, space, comma, and look for someone to rescue me, space, period. But then I remember that I can do hard things, and I push myself again. So then
she's worthying up. Oh God.
Do you think that's where this was going? Well, she already is. She Strive with Janelle. Although this might be a great opportunity to hashtag the Strive with Janelle brand at some point. Doesn't mention
but it's not Strive with Janelle. It links to Strive with Janelle, but it's next chapter.
Something chapter, but seems like you should have maybe put that in here, but that's fine. Totally fine. Unrelated. So after this, she does a video where she's like, hi guys, it's me. So I do still have the fifth wheel. So I finally hauled it. I hauled it all the way to North Carolina. And did you know you guys can do that? I've been looking for a whole year and a half to see if I could find somebody to transport it for me. And I found it. Do you know that people can do that? I'm like, yeah, transport a vehicle? Yeah.
Isn't that like the whole
just towing?
You can get to tow someone.
Well, then she goes on to say that the battery pack died. So she's been putting off fixing it. So
I don't know what to do if your battery goes bad. I'm pretty sure you just throw the vehicle away and get a new one. Yes.
Well, anyway, and then she says she called herself Tawanda, and then all the comments are like Tawanda.
Oh, Janelle, it's so Janelle.
I know she loves fried green tomatoes.
If you know, you know.
I mean. I mean, I'm glad she still has that thing. It's an investment.
Oh, have a great weekend, Jacob.
Oh, bye, Jacob.
Oh God, Janelle, that's just classic. Oh, who knew? Who knew you could transport things?
Okay,
Everything
take
okay,
us.
Amanda?
Yeah. No, I have a new client dropping off 2
Ooh.
dogs in the next hour. My assistant is here, but I do need to look at my phone a couple times. I'm so sorry, just to
Okay.
get everything done. But yeah, well, so we're done with Janelle. Talk about Meri here. Something about.
Okay. All right.
Please
So
move on to Meri.
okay, so we'll just kind of check in, see what she's doing. This was a long one. This was a two-farter, Amanda would like to say. I actually had to go onto my computer, onto Instagram, in order to get enough space so as not to take this in 7 photos instead of 2. So Meri again is recycling all her greatest hits. And I just wanted to like point out that like her dead tooth seems to be back in this one.
I was noticing that.
But she does look cute here. I think this is, she's trying to be like fresh face, no makeup, but like, okay, who are we kidding here? Okay, so let's look here.
Are you going to read this whole thing? I mean, it does start by asking, like, people often ask what's worthy up. And then I was like, yay, we get to find out. And then it's
exactly
like,
addressing worthying up. Okay,
yes.
I'm going to try to blast through this. I'm often asked, what is worthy up? What does it mean? Truth is, what worthy up means is unique and it will look and feel different for each of us. For me, it's about remembering and honoring my worth, the worth that's already mine. Being worthy isn't something anyone gets to grant, measure, or take away. We don't need anyone's permission. It's already ours. Sometimes, though, we just need a reminder. It's so easy to get tangled up in other people's opinions and behaviors and let them affect how we see ourselves. Coming back to our worth is an inside job, something we need to do for ourselves. For me, that remembering that coming back to myself happens in the mountains, my happy place, my peaceful place, where I go to ground, to think, to
What does this have to do with worthying up?
Oh, you'll see. She's getting there. Today, even with a long to-do list, I honored what I've been needing for a while and spent some time on the mountain for my remembering. Here's what I know. I am worthy of love, kindness, and belonging. I am worthy of communication and respect. I am worthy of creating safe space around me, one that others feel safe in as well.
Hold on there. You've never, do you think that you've done that?
Well, what are you talking about? Zona looks very happy and safe here. I don't know what you're referring to, Amanda. Zona is not side-eyeing us as if she is saying, I'm a hostage. This is merely a proof of life video. Oh, here we are. I am worthy of healthy conversations and healthy boundaries. I'm worthy of having the hairstyle I want.
She's getting a lot of heat for that.
Well, that's actually in there, you guys. And by the way, I myself, truth be told, didn't even read down that far. And I'm sure no one else did either, because why is that not getting more play?
Then, girl, if you, how many? Oh, she does have a lot of likes on this, so that's fine.
But no one actually read all the way down. Everyone's like, okay. Yeah.
By the way, the hair thing, if you're aware that everyone's talking shit on your hair, why the fuck would you film yourself doing? Yes, thank you. Right on.
Crisp.
Burning. Singeing.
Okay. I'm worthy of building my business in alignment with my values and providing an income for myself and those who work for me. I'm worthy of health. I'm worthy of health and becoming my strongest self. I'm worthy of respect and of choosing who gets to be in my world. These are just a few of my truths, the ones that I needed to remember today. The purpose of my life is to lean into it and live it. When I honor and respect myself by holding to my values, the people, opportunity, and projects meant for me will be. Everything else will naturally fall away. Honoring myself and my worth is my priority and my peace.
Okay,
what?
So what are we paying? What am I paying for, though?
You still didn't to your head. What's worthy of?
It sounds like it's you reminding yourself that you're worthy, but that can't be right, because what am I paying for if I can just tell myself that?
A group of people to remind you that you're worthy, that you should look inside.
Safe space. Some of these comments are amazing.
Did you go to Worthy Up Lake? Like, it's very aggressive. Like,
oh no, there's so many comments.
Is Worthy Up a safe space for me to come into without you yelling affirmations at me. Like
Oh.
this is it reads like an aggressive, like a mother-in-law passive aggressive energy Tony Robbins getaway. Like there's some psychological bullying shit that's going to stick with
here's
you.
a good point. Mandy Ham says, oh, she and Ron must have broken up. She only wore these up after a break. That is actually a good possibility.
Yeah, people are worthy of her space. Speaking of worthying and what's responsibility, Amanda, please just you take this away.
Meri posted something that says, your wound is not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. Now, shout out to the word wound. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Your wound is not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. Now, I see the sentiment here, but this I think is another example of Meri not taking accountability by saying
you
your
first.
wound is... What?
It's like you first, Meri.
Yeah.
You. Yeah.
Your heal. Is she healing? Well, should we get into this tense, salty tension yet, or is there more media?
Yeah. Let's do it. Well, I mean, I could share your shirt, or we can save it.
No. Let's talk about the shirt. Let's talk about the shirt. All right.
So while we were recapping season 15, episode 3, we
Robin the Peacemaker.
Correct. Right at the beginning, Leon and Audrey
right off the bat here.
First scene, and we cut to Meri's loud, echoey kitchen. Grandma Bonnie.
And I was a couple seconds ahead of Jody, and I go, have you gotten a look at Meri's shirt yet? And Jody's like, oh no, what does it look like? And I'm like,
because honestly, my eyes went to Grandma Bonnie, because this was really like pre-deep alopecia days, so like she still had like a good amount in a bun. She had like this amount that I have in there. So I was like,
she's wearing a Lularo. And I said, I bet they're both Lularo. And you were like,
sure
absolutely not. Because
like,
Lularo at this time, anytime Bonnie's on screen, Meri has her wearing a Lularo shirt, even if she's wearing a dress underneath. But it's always
everything content, baby.
Is all content. What's this called again?
A ringer tee, like a baseball ringer tee. I can show a photo if you'd like. Now, Amanda, she's like, oh my God, Jody, explain this shirt. And I was like, oh, okay. And I didn't really see it until she turned, and you described it as the ugliest shirt.
The ugliest shirt she's ever worn. And that's really saying a lot. And I don't talk in hyperbole.
And here we go.
So there's a hood on it too.
It's hooded. It's a ringer tee. Interesting color choice, of course. It's a bright teal turquoise sleeve and hood, black body, and a giant paw print.
Alicia says, I know exactly what you're talking about without showing it. And I believe I said, I wear shit like this, and you could not catch me dead in this shirt. And I wear
a dog doesn't even want to be caught dead in this shirt. Like this would be something, you know what I mean? Like they would give away it would be like the lower end cheap stuff at a pet store. You know what I mean? It's like it's
like an employee shirt. When I worked at Sleep Rover, we would wear stuff like that.
I was thinking like this would be like a Five Below doggy sweatshirt thing that you would like put on your dog. It's just generic 4-finger paw print.
It's really bad. Mama Squirrel says, shirt screams, I am 5.
Yeah. So you're like, oh God. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know if Lularo would do that. They're more into prints. I'm like, I think she crafted I couldn't get past it.
And then I looked it up on Google. I couldn't find it, but I did find a Lularo shirt with a corgi on it that said, what did it say? Like, life's better with a corgi or something. I'm like, what is with the corgi?
Happy corgi-ness or something.
It was something like that. And we were like, well, somebody high up
at Crown was big that year. And everyone's like, oh, I want a corgi like the queen.
Maybe. But corgis were having quite a year. But then we finished recording. You went to your hair appointment, and then I was having a bad day.
And I'm doing everything I can to avoid looking at myself in the, always flattering.
Anything but just turn me away from the fucking mirror, actually.
Oh, I did. I'm like, turn me sideways. I don't want to catch any reflection. So working. I had my readers on, like working,
Headphones,
files working. So of course, before I left the house, I took a picture of the screen because fucking, all these apps you can't screenshot. Verse Googled image, and sure enough, gal, you did it. You did it. And that's why you gotta look. You really gotta dig here.
3 people are watching this. NWT, Lularo,
new with tags, Amanda.
Oh, new with
tags.
Amber hoodie, black and teal turquoise paw print, size medium. How much was it?
Found another one on eBay.
Oh God! So we can each get one.
Well, problem is, baby might see this as a size small, and I don't know what kind of fit we're going for here, but
it does say $52.99. I mean,
I'm not paying $52.99. No way.
But if anyone can find these shirts, we'll take them. I'm not paying $50, and you shouldn't either. None of you should either.
These have got to be at resale shops. Like this in particular is like very ugly. What did I say? I'm like, I wouldn't even worn that when I was teaching, and our mascot was the Bulldogs. I wouldn't even wear that shit. Anyway, okay, moving on. I just wanted to share this. I think I shared it in another episode. I love, I don't know if you ever go to this online store, Uncommon Goods. It's a great
on Amazon.
Little shop. It's great for just like gifts that are kind of neat and a little quirky, and highly recommend. They always have like coupon codes, and I'm pretty sure Rakuten has cash back. Some of the stuff is way overpriced, but there's actually like really good deals on stuff. Just side note. But anyway, I saw this Benora and I was like, holy shit, I'm going to have to get that. But I'm going to wait until after the holidays, because you know what happens? They're just going to mark it down, Amanda. They're going to mark it down. Just wait. Okay. Now, before we kind of get into some more salty birches, fill us in on the Leon and Audj.
Oh, so I thought this was actually really lovely because it's not MLM-y. Like, somebody posted this on our Facebook, and all the comments were super positive on it. Like, honestly, if Leon and Audrey have put out like a website where it's called With Love, Audj and Leon, and like if you join, then every month you get a handwritten poem and I think picture. Hang on, I have it here.
Yeah, I think. Audj. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It says, we love snail mall. We love art, and we love sharing in our queerness with community. With Love, Audj and Leon is a subscription where members receive Audj's art and Leon's poetry in the mail each month. Inspired by nature, our queer and trans beloveds, and liberation movements across time and space, each collection hopes to foster an appreciation for slowness, connection, and taking good care of ourselves, each other, and the earth. Will you join our club? And look, I love the timing of it because everyone's talking about Leon. So get the money. You didn't get paid for 20 seasons of this show. So get money wherever you can. And it's not an MLM. You get a handwritten thing from Audrey and Leon. I think that's honestly awesome. So check it out.
It is a way that like they can do something that's positive, that it helps support their family. I mean, it is. Honestly, okay, so Lauren says, this is a little cringy to me. I see
that too. I see that too.
I did have initial cringe, but then the other side of me did catch myself, because I'm like, because I was just looking through when I was at my hair appointment, like where they have like local magazines, where it's like a Calgary whatever magazine. It's just like local ads in it or whatever, but they make it look like a magazine. And it was all these pages of like local artists and shops in Madison. And I was like, oh, that's like, I really should do that. Like support local artists and creatives and all that kind of stuff. Like I really should do that more. But I did have that first initial reaction where I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. Like,
but at least it's something you can hold in your hand.
Yeah.
Worthy up, or
exactly.
Right, with Janelle next chapter.
Exactly. Where I'm like, okay, you know what? Like maybe it's a little whatever, and maybe it would be super cheesy, but it's only like a couple bucks or $10 or something, right?
It's cheap. Yeah. Like I think it's cute for the holidays, like for you sign up for 1 month and then, but like it's like unique and one of a kind. So look, I'm all for like supporting. supporting the kids in any way.
I'm like, okay.
They aren't Tony and McKelty. They aren't like all of the kids except for Tony and McKelty have taken a step back. So when any of them kind of come out and do something, I think we should support them. Remember when Gabe was going to recap Special Forces and then he didn't? Cody probably got to him.
He probably watched it. It was like, oh, he was just full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, who's ready? Are you ready to?
All right, we're in the salty content. We're in the salty content.
There's Jen. Meri must be out of town. And a wax figure from Madame Tussauds is holding the camera.
God. Yeah. It's a Christmas miracle. Birch merch is in the house. Jody, gotta check out this website. Stop by at Just Jen Riley's Copper Canyon Boutique inside of Gear Up Bike and RC. Okay, so now it's a bike shop /
active boutique
in Parowan this Friday and Saturday for their Black Friday bonanza, and you just might catch us. Be among the first to grab Salty Birches merch.
Thank God. I don't know where else I would get things like this for a mere few dollars that say things like salty, like this sweatshirt that I got for less than $10 at Ross or TJ Maxx. Like, people are really going to be going to Jen's shop to buy a Salty Birches.
Is there like an online store I can click?
It's really embarrassing. It's really embarrassing.
I kind of feel like we should get them though. I don't mind those ones that's like between them, that gray with the pink. I don't mind that. Okay. Like the distress. I'm sure it's $87.
Oh God. Oh, you know, it's tons of extra shipping. Like you're paying.
I'm international.
Do you want it wrapped? Like, do you want it properly wrapped and shipped, or
no? Meri's shit was wrapped really. The Lizzie stuff, that again, the hand towel, best hand towel ever.
Oh God, can you imagine the customer service if you have a question about any of the products or shipping and handling? Is this going to Jen's HR line, or is this going to Meri's, you know?
Well, now it might be take this picture in, guys, because this might be the last happy picture you see of the two of them, because I really am sensing tension here. And what I think is happening here is that enough people are telling Jen's hilarious. Get Jen on for the tell-all. She's so sassy and funny and bitchy.
She brings out the best in Meri.
Yeah, but I think that also people think that she's sassy and sarcastic and funny. And I think I probably would too if enough people were saying nice things about me. I'd probably lean into it. But now she's really leaning into it. And it's like she's starting to be a little cunty to Meri. And you can tell that Meri's getting like annoyed and like defensive.
What you talking about, Jen?
Yeah. Know? Let me show the first
one here.
Episode. Meri cannot be upstage. That's right. That's right. What's that? That's people here.
Oh, that's okay.
Sounds like a huge truck is being backed up back there. Okay, here we go. So let's play this first one here. Wait, do you remember which one is which? Well, whatever. I'll just play it.
Dear Salty Birches, my friend constantly complains but never takes advice. I love her, but it's exhausting. How do I care without becoming her?
Why are you looking at me? No, why are you looking at me? There's a term for that. Remember the term that we've learned for that? When someone always asks your advice and never takes it, they're an asshole. Oh.
Okay, Meri, that was like Meri. She was really mad there. That wasn't a sarcastic mad. That I really truly saw the glimmer of like mad, which I mean, Jen had every right to, because Meri, that's you. But she seemed genuinely mad and not funny. Ha 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 ha.
I feel like she is genuinely mad and a little scary, bossy, and I was like, oh, she's that girl. I wouldn't want to be around that friend.
Jen got out of it pretty quickly. I was gonna say in this Sunday's episode where
Meri and Amber are at the dating event, and there's a point when Meri says something, and she's like, where they're both sitting down, they're talking, they're on their phones, and Meri suddenly stands up and she's like, all right, let's go. And she's like, where are we going? She's like, I don't know, to walk. It was like just very like she decided like I'm done. I'm standing up. I would want to fucking kick you in the back of the knees to make you sit back down. If I'm like sitting on my phone and you dart up and you're like, let's go walk. Wouldn't you be like, what?
I forgot about that dating event. It goes about as well as you guys think it would.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can upload some little sneak peek ones if you want to play another salty. Some
sneak peek what?
Photos
of the episode? Oh, sure, if you want to. Okay. So this next one.
When I say WTF, I'm thinking that I want to go with. Right? Stop it. I'm trying to be sincere here, and you're like listening. Yeah, you're sincerely mocking me. No, it's what I'm thinking that I.
Okay. First of all, why did you post that? That was the whole clip. They posted that as like a funny outtake. That was genuinely like Jen was being a bitch. She was playing the like, oh, she like looked straight at the camera like this woman. And Mary's like, why are you doing that? Like something's going on here. Yeah. Am I crazy or like you seeing it too? You're sensing that. Yes.
I think Jen thinks she's the star. And how many bands have broken up over this? You know, the Zach attack.
Jen drunk on power. Tension is real. Okay, yeah, it's real. Amanda says, fun, really bringing in the viewer for their takes on things. Like, that just seems like, why would you post that? I honestly think if you and me were recording something and we had a moment that tense, I would go back and edit it out. And you know I don't edit. But they decided to clip it out and then post it.
Relatable. Real relatable.
Mary's teetering. Mary really brings the negative vibe. Yeah, I mean,
okay, shh, guys, sneak peek next episode. Check out this single and ready to mingle gal right here. Glasses on, ready to hit the road. Apple Watch akimbo. You know, got to keep checking the time. There she is. Wow, look at that gal. She looks single, real happy, you know, fun,
inviting.
Yeah. I mean, now here is one of my favorite photos. If you're listening, this would be Meri. This is what she would call herself, a wallflower, I believe, in the first book.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Shoes. Do you want to describe the shoes?
Well, not so much shoes as they are just canvas sandals.
Like, are those Tebas or Tivas? Like, are those the old school, like the Velcro over, just standing off to the side? And this is like a group of, we're all not at our goal weight. Let's hang out together. And I'm not shaming them because like been there. And that's exactly where I would be too. This was a very weird event. Just be prepared. And I want to reiterate, Amanda, you and I keep saying something. When Meri is talking about dating and like, oh my God, it's so god awful. She's the one making it that bad and that weird.
Not that bad. It's just talking to people.
You're making it bad by sitting there like this with a fucking look on your face like this.
No, it's really really amazing. Like, I mean, I'm such an antisocial person, and I've never thought dating is bad. I always have fun out there. It's fun.
Yeah. Zero really high expectations.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't go in with now I will meet this man. He will give me my new hobby and my new state that I will live in.
Well, she actually doesn't want to have feelings. That's what she says. No, she doesn't. She actually doesn't want any feelings. She's just going.
I do like Amber. Okay. We're still doubling down on Amber. We're the Amber. The Amber number one Amber fan.
All right, where else are we at? Have we talked about that farts? Bad word?
Yeah, there's farts. There's wet, and then there is lazy asses.
Let's start with farts.
Always.
Farts first.
Go for it. Or can you?
The F word, actually. That's my least favorite word. FART.
My mom hates that
She
word.
doesn't like the other
Yeah,
F word.
but typically, somebody who has no issue with the word fuck, like Jen, is not going to have an issue with fart.
I really don't like that word. Toot is more acceptable.
Toot?
That's what we used in my childhood, and that feels awkward for me to say.
Toot?
Yeah, I don't
Forgot
like that
what I
either,
love.
because my mom doesn't.
I don't like that one.
I don't like fluff either.
So what's you say? Fast gas?
I just don't do it. And
Just
then
shit my
we don't have to
pants.
talk about it.
No?
You don't do it?
Well, I don't know. I don't like to
You pass gas! We all pass gas!
talk about it.
That's true. It is what everybody does. You cannot get through life without it.
Short. I don't mind short.
Oh, that's horrible. Do you know what that actually is?
And I don't like that word at all. It's just the F word I don't like.
Anyone?
Actually, I have a lot to say about that. Who was that other person? Why did that go on so long? Meri seems
Because it's
wasted
fun.
in that.
They
Like,
cut it short. You would have missed the funny part.
I agree with Amber, by the way, not to be an Amber apologist, but I do agree with her that Toot is way worse because it's very infantile-y, but Meri is very. It's like when they say yucky, that really always really irks me. Jen seems
Or it'd be like, oh, do you want to go night night? You know, kind of has that feel.
Of those. But they now have this new situation. So they've moved from the autumnal ones. We're done the tents. We're done with the salty tension. But now we're in a bigger room.
Series. The salty tension series.
Yes, thank you. Now they're in a room with 4 people. Meri's at the main table, and they're all sitting around her. Like she's
This is like Scientology. Like I think they are slowly creating the levels of Scientology.
Is that what it is?
You know what I mean? Like, and then they recruit more people. And they're like, oh shit, we have to we have to put together the next level of materials for them to check out and study. And so like they're building this worthy up mentality religion cult as we go. So like you said, we're drawing in these new people, like the girl who loves shitting her pants. She's almost the new, I bet you she and Joelle. Oh,
Joelle didn't
Flash of the Titans.
Meri seems very drunk in this new series, as you will. She's wearing baggy pants though, and like the baggy pants are just a great look for her. She just doesn't look. It doesn't make me uncomfortable to look
the
at
wide
her.
leg series.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to move on to the next one? Wet.
This is also in the wide leg series. Enjoy.
What is more wet? Moist? Or damp?
Damp is more wet. I think moist is just slightly wet, and damp is like it's dripping, kind of. But I think moist is funny because it makes people so uncomfortable.
Minstrel music being played in the background there. Are we going to be demonetized for the music?
The word I will go through and fucking delete that shit out. I mean, my God. This is again, like at some point there are no, you know what, like this is really starting to blow my mind. Like this gummy is really like long lasting because like I'm coming into this whole theory that like now Meri is like, okay, stay with me, you guys. This is like really fucking blowing my mind. Is Meri now like the Trump? And we are watching like her cabinet meetings, and she's got like all her people that are like, yeah, that's an awesome idea. You should totally fall asleep during that. Yes, like, oh my God, totally tweet that. Yes, like, you know, she's got all these yes people around her, and it's getting really fucking weird.
Either talking about the word moist and
no checks and balances. No one is checking each other, being like, "Is this funny? Wait, you guys, between the 4 of us, are we seriously laughing?" We deleted what 2-3 videos before.
Quite a few.
There's one like about Bumble Barts or some shit.
Yeah, that one didn't make our cut. Amanda says drunk on power and a Yeti full of white Zin.
Oh, God,
I hope so.
Okay, so now this one, what I'm hearing in this video is they are tired from all the hard work they're putting in.
Is this part of the Wide Leg series?
No, this is part of the Picnic Bench series. It was like a little outing. It was like a little juror outing. This was a yeah, they took Air Force Meri out for a spin, and
they're out amongst the people. They're tired from doing these videos all one day. They've taken a walk with their Yetis around the block.
Each day seems like an unending day of filming.
Okay,
we can only do 2 episodes in a row, and before
they've come up with a great idea so that they could retire, because what they cut off right at the end is what they're about to say is so we don't have to work or do anything. Okay,
I don't think I've
really
seen this
good
one.
at coming up with really awesome ideas.
Oh yeah,
Yes. We're very creative.
business plans for the entire world.
Yep.
But we're not going to get to any of them because we can't see on gas.
Sell people our business ideas.
Yeah.
And then we don't have, to
That's a great
do
other
any
business idea.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then we don't have to.
We're really good at coming up with.
What was that about, though?
And then we don't have to work. Sell people that they have great ideas. They have
Is that what that conversation was about? I didn't even follow it.
They have amazing ideas, amazing business ideas. They should have a business where they sell their amazing business ideas. And then we don't. There was like that chick.
Who's that girl? I want an explanation as to who this new
She
character
sounded like a
is.
roar right there, and she was like, and then we don't have to do any, and then we don't have to cut.
Did
you mean
you
like
also
an MLM? Oh,
did you notice that they had the
scheme.
cuts they were making there were because of the dogs? Every cut in the beginning there is because the dog was acting up. Yeah, one of the dogs started whining at the beginning and they cut it. And then when they came back, and then there was another cut and they came back and Jen was like looking up from the dog to the camera.
Oh,
I know all about it. I know all about it. All right, is that it for fucking salty Birches? Is there more salty content?
There are no more salty content, but
God.
2 shout outs.
Okay, yeah.
To you, Amanda. One
Oh,
and only. You want to talk about this?
I just wanted to, take accountability. Take accountability for myself. That all we do is trash Janelle for her like stupid fucking you fucking idiot. You posted that. You didn't even edit or look at it. Well, I posted this last week and really embarrassed. But by the time I noticed the damage had been done, I was letting everyone know. I don't even know what that first thing says.
That we
something. Well, you can't tell because I accidentally posted a song that's the most wonderful time of the year by Andy Williams. Then I just slammed it right over all the text. I was just letting everyone know that tomorrow's watch along last Tuesday was moved up, but yeah. I mean, it's embarrassing. I left it up though. I left it up because you know what? Yes, that's it. That's what we're here for.
I mean, the reason we love Janelle is that, all of us are a little Janelle.
Yeah.
Heart, also another shout out to, we all love him. We know him. We love him. And you're going to love him even more. I would love to play all of this, but we're like, oh gosh. And don't even know. I didn't even ask Costa permission if we could do this, but I'm doing it. I'm going to play it. And while I'm playing it, everyone go to TikTok and follow our beloved.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, Christine Brown is from the TLC show Sister Wives, which for 20 seasons has been chronicling the demise of the Brown family, which are a polygamous family who have basically expanded and then contracted down to now one core monogamous couple and then 3 ex-wives and tens of children. It's a very compelling show, albeit very slow moving and often very frustrating, specifically because for most of the show's 20 seasons, 3 of the 4 wives have basically just been holding their tongues and just kind of nodding along and accepting some very fucked up things. And
so I'll stop it there, but it's another few minutes there. But go engage with Costa, and he's so smart and eloquent. Love it. And that is true. It is frustrating to think back, you were all just lying the whole time, which we all kind of knew. But
yeah, and he kind of does talk about that. She becomes at times like an unreliable narrator because she's not really.
Yeah.
She's things that she's kind of, whoa, look at that. I mean, I'm Wow. Blinded by the light.
Sun is moving.
Anyhow, yeah, go follow Casa. It's Casa's Bookshelf on TikTok. Amazing. Amanda, anything else?
I need to pee, but we are going to go into the book now. I'll be back in 30 seconds. If you
Okay, you go to the washroom, and I'm going to share another like little sneak peek as to why I'm so upset with Janelle. Actually, so we got the screener. I'm going through. I don't even know what I'm going to do for the cover because I'm still, quite honestly, like very upset with Janelle. And okay, so I think these speak for themselves. All right. So here's one. That's Janelle at lunch with Cody saying, yes, you can read that. I'm grateful for what we had. I really am. And then Cody says, I felt like she made it easy to do this apology, like this pilgrimage. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I don't like that either, babe. I love it. Everyone's saying the same thing. It's not like I understand why she went to that place, and it's for the same reason that Cody did it. Like, he knows exactly how to get her to, leave it at a nice place. And what better slam dunk and choice of a wife than Janelle, who has recently lost a son with you and does want to like honor her son in that way and have that relationship reach out. So just prepare yourselves.
I'm interested to see what you guys think, because I do think that there's a sincerity. I'm not saying it's all sincere, but I think there is a sincerity. I feel like you can sense when they both kind of have a connection, and he almost forgets about like it's really just the two of them talking, and you can see that they did love each other.
Which is why I think he's such a bad person. I think that makes him an even worse person.
He was sincere in the moment
but it's for him. Like, that's what he wanted. He wanted to feel a connection with her again, because what does that do? Then if he still has a connection with her, he's got a thread, and then he can, what's the word, control her.
I don't think, but he doesn't control her. She doesn't give a fuck. They're also trying to, like, I think in the preview for next week, is it, that they're trying to make it seem like Janelle is considering getting back into it.
Oh, like, God, and they put Robin on the spot.
I forgot about that. Actually, I think they did send that out as a sneak peek, so you guys can see that.
Yeah.
But they catch Robin off guard in a talking head, and she cannot handle it.
I took a screen by screen grab. I think I have like, it's something like 18 screenshots in a row of Robin's reaction where you see her like,
good. Because then they cut back, and they're like, and she's like, "I'm so sorry. I just had to take a second because I couldn't wrap my head around it." I can't wait. All right, let's do the book.
All right, so let's see. I'm gonna close that little lines area over there, but you want to go a little popcorn, Amanda, or what?
Sure. Okay, so we're at chapter 24. And we're at page 167. Okay.
All right.
Do you want me to start so that you can shut the window?
Yeah. Why don't you start? And also, guys, we have pictures today.
We do picture pages. Time to get your picture pages. I only know that.
Speaking of he beat the charges. When we're talking about people like, did they or didn't they? Well, yeah. Okay. Yes. Story time. Everyone get your carpet square. Get nice and cozy. If you want to put your head down on your desk, just don't disturb anyone. If you want to quietly read on your own, or just some quiet time. This is for you. This is for you.
Just to remind you guys, right after this, noon. So in like an hour and 40 minutes. What? At noon my time, you can head on over to Pod in the City and join me and Joan, and we'll be talking about season 4, episode 4 of Sex and the City, and kind of talking about other stuff, holidays, Wicked. We're both kind of really souring on Wicked at the same time. What's up?
Can I also show you a purchase I made? I believe this was at Menards or Walmart? You ready for this?
Yeah.
And this is another reason, this also inspired me why I need to redecorate in here, because I would like to show you this.
Oh, cute. Wow.
Go bananas. It's a little rug.
What are you going to do with that? You have to hang that on the wall, I feel.
I know. That's
can
why
you put it
I need
under
something.
Can you put it under the well shit?
Well,
How cute.
I have a whole idea. But
Too busy?
Okay. I told
All
you
right.
guys. Gummies still.
Yeah,
There's a little residge. Okay.
I'm really
Take it away, Amanda.
Okay, I'm at chapter 24. You just love people. Right. This starts really naturally. Wait. This is I'm just going back because it sounds like she's addressing something. So the last thing was this was a lesson I still needed to learn. Okay, so next chapter. Right. So we started with Beach Ken and how Cody and the sinful Barbies were going to hell. What? And now we're moving on to burning garments. One day, as we traveled home from a group trip, Robin made a request. I want to talk about the garments, Cody, she said. As a reminder, garments, otherwise known as temple garments on special Mormon underwear, are underclothes that have been blessed. But you guys, they're hot. Especially our church's long underwear version in Las Vegas. They may have been protecting us from evil, but they weren't doing much for heat exhaustion. I'm never going to wear them again, I said. I think they're a form of control specifically aimed at women. I believe that if you don't like how you look, then you're being controlled. The cut of the garments forced us to wear long, frumpy clothes that were never in fashion. And when I look at my photos over the years, I was a frumpy girl. I don't want to just
say that would be a perk for me. Like I honestly,
there's no pressure to look at.
I remember it might have been, I'm not sure if this was before you and I started our podcast together, but I know I did some documentary or true life about people who wanted to become Amish or people who were Amish in the Rumspringa. And I remember there was like a girl and I related to her, like maybe she was maybe like, I don't know, 75 over her goal weight or something. And she wanted to become Amish. And like, I kind of got it because she was like, I'll be able to like find someone, get married, have a family. They won't be as judgmental. And I really just want to do this. And I was like, I kind of get it. You wouldn't have to suck in, maybe not the garments, but like I would like the flowy dress era.
I knew a girl in college who converted to Mormonism because it would be easier to find. And she did. She got married. They have a baby. I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Oh, well, obviously, they got to be happy now. Because everyone who gets married and has a baby.
Well, yes, of course. So like, therefore, good choice.
After.
By the way, did you notice that Christine wears that leopard skirt to her meeting with Cody?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She loves that skirt. She feels herself in that skirt.
It's a power skirt.
Everyone else says they hasn't been wearing them because it was hot, but that they love the church and they love their garments. We all took them off for filming because the lights were hot, and wearing garments on set felt like sitting in a plastic baggie. On media tours, we took them off to film because our clothes fit better, and then we put them on afterward. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I still have this cough. I had always loved putting them back on. They were like extra protection. Before we left Utah, Cody co-taught Sunday school lessons.
Oh God. Okay. Stop right there. You know what? I'm just going to say it. In my experience, male teachers, they fall into two categories. One are like the ones that are like, I love history and like it's so fucking boring for kids and I'm like super interested, and they're like a cool fucking high school teacher. Maybe he's a little older, like everyone loves him in the neighborhood. Or there's the type that does it because they want to be the cool teach, and those are the type I hate. And they would be the ones that would, for example, have a guitar in their room and just strum along. And because they are one of the very few male teachers, for some reason they get pegged as like the best teacher ever. And really they suck. And they ride the coattails of all the female teachers around them who are actually busting their ass. But because every teacher is a female, everyone's like, oh, well, that's just like, they love doing all that shit. Women, they love all the kids.
It's like parenting when a dad does anything.
Yeah.
Fucking
like
parade.
Okay, so
but yeah, that is why Cody
has strong male teacher energy. Teachers, if you know, you know.
And I think he's just, and I think I actually feel like it's dangerous to have Cody teaching Sunday school. I'm not even being kidding here, because of how much he likes to dip into other religions and just like, I feel like he would just go off script,
exaggerate stories,
and then just pull from different, and then get them wrong, the references.
Wait, hold on. You mean basically the plot of Book of Mormon? Like Cody just starts exaggerating and going.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Yeah, that's a good reference.
And then it's mentors, and then.
You know what? I just
on my sword. I got John Smith.
That's an act 2. I never listened to that act because
Act
2 is
what?
always Act 2, and it's always weaker than Act 1. I just bought tickets for me and my dad to see. For some reason, they filmed "Merrily We Roll Along" on stage and are putting it out in theaters. Did you know that? With Daniel Radcliffe, Jonathan Groff. Did you know that? All right, anyway, you don't care.
No, I didn't.
You don't care.
Oh, good Groff. More Groff. Hashtag more Groff, please.
And Lindsay Mendez. Okay, the lessons were more about being Christ-like and less about the fundamentals in our church. In Vegas, we didn't have a local church. We had truly baptized. We went to one more church service in Utah, and then things petered out. Over the years, I had questioned my faith. I felt sure my garments didn't make me a better Christian. I understood that membership in our tiny church didn't give us a monopoly on doing good deeds. And I didn't believe God would create one true religion, then leave a billion humans to fight for their spot in the game of divinity musical chairs. Also, according to our church, God said, men are in charge. Seriously, what type of God would come up with that plan? I started to question members of our leadership. I didn't find them honorable, and on a personal level, I didn't care for them. The actor Virginia Hall accused them of stealing more than $1 million from her, and a civil court rules in her favor, as well as holding that church leaders embezzled tithing money. The church chose replacement leaders who were so strict that our children hated them. They wanted Cody to cut his hair. They said he couldn't pass sacrament, bless and pass ceremonial bread if he didn't, because Jesus had a crew cut. Then we found out we weren't supposed to wear earrings. Remember when we watched Aurora get her ears pierced?
It was a big day for her.
What
was afraid.
Then we found out we weren't supposed to wear earrings. Oh yeah, church teachings became more about previous prophets, previous church leaders, and then about scriptural doctrine. I told Cody I didn't think I could teach Sunday school anymore to our kids. I told him I didn't believe our articles of faith were the word of God. Those are conditions of our religion, he said. I know, I said. I just don't think they're true. It was hard, and it took a long time to understand it myself because I loved being in the church, and I love my friends there. But I had lost my faith. I couldn't erase that. I couldn't be a hypocrite when that was one of my own complaints. Puff gas.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Page 169, right in the middle there. The LDS Church has what they call a temple recommend, where the bishop interviews you to make sure you're paying your tithing and not drinking alcohol or having premarital sex, or that you still believe the tenets of the church. Take this off, actually. If you're doing everything you're supposed to, you can go to the temple. That's why Gentiles can't go to Mormon weddings. You have to be Mormon in good standing to enter the building. Our church had an activities recommend, which is similar, but prohibits a person from attending church activities if they don't tithe or believe in the tenets of the faith. As I struggled through my religious crisis soon after our garment conversation, I planned to go to girls' camp with Isabel. I asked my sister if she would be a camp counselor with me. Sure, of course. But then 2 months before we were supposed to go, I had to update my activities recommend. They expire, and I knew I would have to lie. I couldn't lie to the bishop just so my daughter could go to camp. I called my sister. I'm sorry, I said, I can't go with you. She understood. She's still part of the church and loves it, but I couldn't keep pretending. I stopped teaching Sunday school.
Wow.
I put it in my earrings. I ditched my garments. I told Cody, and he asked how God felt about it. I told him my relationship with God was fine. Cody said, okay. It took me about 6 months to process everything. At some point, I had to tell my kids I was struggling after spending their whole lives convincing them it was all true, just as my mom had done for me. Man, I told Isabel.
Can I interrupt? I will say I'm impressed that Christine is taking, what's the word? Accountability here. Something Meri will never do and we'll never see her do. But she is taking accountability, McKelty, for all of her. Like she's saying, I that really sucks that I forced my kids to believe this and now I don't. I like that.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, I did this thinking I was doing the right thing for them, but looking back, I totally wasn't.
And she's at least showing regret for mistakes she made, McKelty.
Right. That means I'm not going to girls' camp, she said. And I told her she could do what she wanted. But my girls are different from the other girls at church. Once on the way home from camp, Gwendolyn knocked the wind out of me. All these girls want to do is have babies, she told me. They don't want to go to college. Oh, I said, my words gone. These kids didn't even need the threat of apocalypse to avoid higher education. I don't have anything in common with them, she said. It was a wake-up call for me. Sorry, I had to move the book here. It was a wake-up call for me. As much as I wanted my kids to hang around kids with a similarly modest upbringing, and as much as I wanted them to be part of a supervised activity, and as much as I wanted them to have all the fun I had in church growing up, we raised children who were different. We told them that they could choose polygamy or not. We exposed them to other religions. We raised them to want an education and to have friends outside the church, which the camp kids also didn't do. The church kids, for the most part, didn't watch movies. They didn't listen to music. It started to dawn on me. Our leader was the only one who knew the rule of God. I was required, without question, a strict list of rules.
I was required to follow.
Sorry about that. I grew up afraid of the outside world in a sheltered community. Sorry.
I feel like you're getting higher somehow as we
No, I'm trying to throw up comments
I can do it.
I grew up afraid of the outside world in a sheltered community. We judged and even ostracized those who left the church. Check, 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 and check. I believe I grew up in a cult.
Yeah.
I believe I raised my children in a cult. Okay, so like she does finally say it.
Yeah.
But it does then like go back to that whole thing where we could go back to the beginning and it's like, oh, my dad, it was great and amazing. And my grandpa.
Dad.
Oh.
Dad. The universal dad.
Oh, rubbish. I grew up with friends and family who did and said and believed the same things I did. It was my normal. I knew what cults were, had even talked about how crazy and weird they were, but I don't have horrible memories of abuse, ostracism, and being unable to leave.
Can I stop you here? Jessica says, meanwhile, Janelle is like, yeah, I'd rejoin that cult. Yeah, it works out good for me.
I'm just like leaving because it's like, Cody Brown, I don't like him anymore. Like,
I actually do. Janelle is a person that I do believe joined for the right reasons and actually knows the history, like learned in a later stage of her life. And was like, this could work for me specifically. And it did.
And she still does believe it to the extent that she's like, I'm still going to get that spiritual lease just in case there is an eternal afterlife, because I really don't want to end up spending forever in eternity with him.
And with Meri too. Mary's going to be there
with Robin. And
I would rather spend eternity with Robin than Meri, I think, because Robin just like, I would never see her.
Oh,
she doesn't want to be around me.
Agreed, because like I could like, you want to play games? Oh, I'll be playing games. Like,
but
you're
Mary's
so fucking
aggressive.
dumb. Oh,
Meri could really hurt my feelings.
Yes, because Meri will piss me off because she will always do the passive aggressive shit, and I'm like, I know what you're doing. Don't do it. Like, But yeah, like Robin, we can really like fuck around with.
I'm gonna mute my mic probably in a second here, just because the dogs are about to arrive. The guy was lost. That was all going on. But so I'm gonna
a man lost. A woman. Must be
I'm just gonna mute.
Okay, we stayed because we liked the people, we liked the ideas. I had freedom. I felt safe. I had so much fun. I loved having a big family and my church community. When I chose to live plural marriage, it was an educated decision. I hadn't been brainwashed, but just like everyone else, I had a tunnel of thoughts with a particular set of boundaries. Even before I believed we were in a cult, some of my kids figured it out as young adults. I had taught them not to live in fear. I looked at other religions, hoping for something that made sense for me, but I haven't been able to find one that doesn't teach that there's something to be afraid of, that there's a devil or punishment from God. I'd rather live my life with hope. Losing my religion was a process, and I was doing it under the glow of a spotlight. I kept quiet as I tried to figure out how I felt and what I thought. I read Gabriel Bernstein's The Universe Has Your Back, Transform Fear to Faith, which is about finding...
Sorry, I was on mute and I was like talking.
Yeah.
This might be a stoned thought, but I wonder if, because I feel like what Christine's saying here is like, oh, I feel like there's a God, which I do too. And like there's something out there, and like I think that, you know, like maybe the God, we're not supposed to be this fearful, and maybe, you know, do you think that there's a possibility in our lifetime that there will just be a new religion that is formed that like a bunch of people migrate to? Because it is kind of more of a new age way of thinking, and I think I'm seeing a lot of people.
I think it's every day.
What?
I think it's every single day that's happening.
There's a new religion.
Say like
started.
A podcast, Joe Rogan's podcast, Mel Robbins, like
the Chris Pratt cult. All of those seem careful. All of those seem really culty. Like I wonder if there'll be more of a mainstream one that is actually considered more acceptable and like safe for women.
Mainstream. Wait. Mainstream like. Don't hate me here because I'm just playing devil's advocate. Okay. Like mainstream, more like there's a man who lives above the clouds and there was like 12 dudes that worked with like his son, but it's like not really his son, but he's actually like the same entity as his son. And like we call it like the Holy Trinity, like the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And so it's kind of like the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, all the same thing. But then it's like, you know, and you don't ever see him or anything or like confirm it, but you just blindly believe it.
Jay Schwa says, Amanda trying to parse out the difference between a cult and a religion. Like, but everyone's nice in the one that I'm thinking of. Everyone's like nice and fair and stuff.
Oh yeah. Like they donate money and then like it's totally fine because there's a group of men actually who live in this like golden gilded city. It's really like highly protected. They don't have to pay for it though, because actually the people who are donating all the money,
all right, let's wrap it up here. Danielle says everyone high on figuring out religion, and then letting the days go. It says safe for women if only. Maybe that's more what I'm saying. Anyway,
you guys, this is all we're joking around. Okay, not political, religious. We're whatever. Okay, losing my religion. She reads the book, which is about finding direction to live a divinely guided life while also trusting enough to let go, relax, and live joyfully. Napoleon Hill has an amazing book called Outwitting the Devil, which talks about how fear and jealousy hold you back from doing the good things you want to do. I read Le Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis, which is a funny way of looking at the things that tempt us. It was important for me to have a personal relationship with God, even as I began to understand I wasn't part of a religion. I still believed in God, and God's opinion of me mattered. Would God want me? Would God accept me? What kind of child of God am I? You know how we know Christine reads? Because she'll tell you every single book that she's just read. Like,
oh my God. That's I was just thinking about how once we're finished with this chapter, I'm going to be really relieved because this chapter is really boring.
Next, she's going to tell us the importance of checking out your local library. All right. So do you want me to keep reading in case you need a pause? Or do you want to?
I don't. Oh no, the dogs are here. I think it sounds like the dogs are here.
Okay,
like
so we need to wrap it up.
You want me to keep reading?
No. Would you like me to keep reading so you can attend to the dogs?
Oh no, I figured that if like there was noise, Walter would start like how he do. Keep going. We're good.
Okay. I like having someone battle on my side. Okay. And I like having a God I can talk to. Are you okay with this? I asked. Is this okay that I'm leaving the church? The God I talk to is relatable. He's open-minded and understanding. As I became stronger in my own identity, I thought, God is fine with me and I'm fine with him. I didn't need to be part of a church, and I didn't need to buy into ideas about men's place over women or pierced ears. Okay. I'm sure losing one's faith is scary for some people, but for me, it was lovely. Oh, like this is, it was lovely for her to lose her religion. Okay. Oh my gosh. I've been so backward. I remember thinking, the world is full of people not to be afraid of. I believe most people are good and that they believe family is important and that they're doing what they can to make life better. We all want love. We all want family. We all want a safe community in which to raise our kids. The world became more beautiful for me. I decided to stay with the family because having a family is separate from religion, but I was done with the church. The good parts of me didn't go away with my Jesus jammies.
There's still 2 more pages of this.
I believe in treating people well and fairly. I believe in all things my mom taught me.
Mom.
She
It's
obviously
just
the ghostwriter put mom in there, or my. I think there are many different gods and religions, and there's beauty in that. I like the idea that there's a presence, but what matters in my daily life is how I treat people, that I'm kind, open-minded, generous, and willing to give back. When we had pitched the show to TLC, we argued that ours was a civil rights issue.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
That as consenting adults, we should be free to love anyone we wanted. As I shook off a closed-minded religion, my kids helped me better understand the other communities that hoped for the same right. When Leon told us they were gay, I remember thinking, what a relief for them. Leon must have felt so much anxiety, but still felt safe enough to tell us. I realized that it didn't bother me at all. Because I had always known, I just wanted the best for them. I was relieved for myself too, because I had always known with 18 kids that someone would come out and I didn't know how I would respond. With love, I thought. Nothing has changed. It remained the same when they came out as transgender. We had an incredible relationship in Vegas and Leon was always at the house. I knew I loved them and it didn't matter. I hoped they would find someone who loved them as much as I do. When Gwendolyn told us she was bisexual, I felt grateful she'd told us and hoped she too would find happiness. I'm so proud of who she has become. Leon and Gwendolyn both now have wonderful partners. Gwendolyn. We had I still love that we never got a full Tony, just fawning over him yet. I believe sexuality was a choice. And our kids have opened up my mind. I love the conversation that start with me saying, teach me how to say this in a different way that isn't offensive because this is all new to me. Or what's a better way to phrase this so I sound as accepting as I feel? Each time I've progressed, I've realized I wasn't as open-minded as I thought I was. And I keep working to be better. My mom always had it right. You just love people.
That was nice. Okay, that was a horrible chapter, but I do like that because that is just as simple as that. Is we are all really fucking ignorant. So just to be like, I am ignorant. So how can I choose my words better? That's all you have to say. Cody will say it.
For sure. Oops. Oh my gosh, I didn't mean that.
I don't know anything about this.
Me. Yeah.
All right, we're on to the new chapter. Don't make jokes with Oprah. Maybe we.
Whoa.
Well, I can go till 11:15, so we can just keep going. Love you guys in the comments, by the way. Keep it up. Okay. Chapter 25. Don't make jokes with Oprah. Robin's friend Oprah. They're the same. They both came from a similar past.
Support the same person.
We sued the state of Utah. Whoopsies. Maybe shouldn't have done that. To challenge its polygamy law in 2011. Our case stated that the law violated our First and 14th Amendment rights for freedom of religion and civil rights. In October 2010, a few months before we filed the lawsuit in July, we found ourselves and our lawyer, Jonathan Turley, headed to the Oprah show to talk about why we had fled to Las Vegas. Well, it's because Vagina Daddy lives there, so that's why you moved there. This is the worst time to do Oprah. I remember him telling us, I'm going to tell you straight up, Oprah can make it or break it. If you don't impress Oprah, your lawsuit is going to fail. Oprah needs to like you. No stress. Don't make jokes, Jonathan told us. Everyone thinks they can make jokes with Oprah. She's not going to understand. That's kind of, I don't like that. I think she'll understand pretty well. Don't make jokes with her. It makes it awkward for her. Just answer her questions and be yourself. Also, don't make jokes. Got it. No jokes. Oprah was lovely. She came out to the stage in these comfy looking shoes, and then she switched them out for pretty uncomfortable ones when she sat down. We laughed about that, and she said, I can't walk in those, so I'm just not going to. Suddenly she seemed like a real person. The show started and we all chatted, and things seemed to be going well. She asked me about being upset when I found out Robin and Cody had kissed before the wedding. I bet Christine loves addressing that every fucking interview. She wanted to know why I was okay with the idea that Janelle and Meri were having sex with my husband, but a kiss from Robin was upsetting. Oprah asked hard questions.
Have you seen her, Oprah?
Robin?
Yeah, like about Robin. Have you seen her, Oprah?
Yeah, it's like because he like treats her well. Not even just that he loves her, but he treats her way differently than the rest of us.
Do you see the glow about her? Do you see her going?
Do you see her jaw? Oprah asked hard questions, but we talked about it a bit. Robin was kissing a married man. Meri and Janelle were married to the man they were sleeping with. See? Simple. Janelle said some of our best friends are monogamous, and Oprah laughed. That loosened everybody up. That's Janelle's one bit. That's locked and loaded. And then Cody made a joke. I can't remember what it was, but I remember it wasn't funny at all. That's not funny, Cody, Oprah said. God, I bet it was about like periods. Like I can honestly see him saying, like bringing up a period thing there.
And then a tampon.
Yeah. Like they'll sync up. Ooh, ouchiest of ouches, Christine writes. I don't know you, she continued, and I don't know your sense of humor. I would crawl into a hole and die if Oprah said that to me. The interview continued, all of us with our hearts in our throats. Did Cody ruin it for polygamists everywhere by trying to make Oprah laugh? No, but Cody has definitely ruined polygamy forever. Okay. Like Cody has single-handedly ruined polygamy or stained polygamy.
If Joe Darger did like a little phone a friend at the tell-all, and they're like, we checked in with a friend of the show, Joe Darger, to
like pre-record it.
He had to say,
pre-record it so that Cody can't like address him. That would be amazing.
He would cry,
and then just we watch Cody watch it.
He's gonna be like, I get.
What would Cody's take be? I think Cody's take would be that, well, the other women have gotten to him.
No, he'd be like, I just don't have anything to say about it.
That is what he would do.
He would do a mic drop.
Oh, God. Okay, where are we? Cody made a joke. The interview continued. He was nervous. All of us were. And the attempt at a joke came out as a defense response. We felt so bad for him. What were you thinking? Jonathan said as soon as we left the set. You made a joke with Oprah. I told you can't make a joke with Oprah. I saw a piece of paper before we went on, Cody said. All the questions were about sex, and I panicked. I didn't know what to do. All in all, it was a wonderful experience. Oprah was one of my favorite hosts. Vegas had been stress-free as far as the law was concerned. Some neighbors made comments at first about the appropriateness of polygamy and about how we were all going to hell, but they chilled out. We weren't the worst neighbors to have there, and the kids had done well outing themselves as member of a polygamous family at their public school. The other kids had questions, but then our kids became part of the normal. Our timing had been good. There had been such a massive shift in people's ideas about alternative lifestyles, and we benefited from that. And yes, I see the irony in that. Oh, Joe Darger's on the next paragraph. But we felt the fight in Utah was important. We drove up to see our friend, Joe Darger, who was also a polygamist. That meant going back to Utah. As soon as we hit the mountains, all I could think was, oh, it's like we're home again. Everyone talks about how much they miss the mountains, snow, and our families. It felt important to win that lawsuit so that we could go back. Joe had 3 wives, including 2 who are twins, and they all live in the same house. In our community, it's not unusual for sisters or friends to marry the same guy. It's so fucking gross. They're all good friends and have served as role models for us. They're super organized and usually on time. They seem to get along well. They seem to get along even while living in one house and using one kitchen. And they deserve the credit for pushing for the decriminalization of polygamy in Utah, arguing the case, and protesting at the state capitol while Joe Darger wore a white scarf. Oh, I didn't know you were throwing up pictures, but thank you. All right.
Yes. So quickly, I threw up a picture. There's quite a few pages in the book, so I'm just kind of leaving this up here. You could read the captions.
Okay, sure. Yes, thank you. Great, because I don't think we need to break all of these down. But she does put in like the 3rd or 4th page, the picture of Cody, like the picture that Robin took. And it's
yes.
labeled "The Family Portrait with Aspen Left and McKelty" that Robin used to create a drawing of Cody and her young children. So I'm glad that you fucking called that out because we all knew it. But okay. Okay, they found a senator who was willing to push a law, so they had been more politically active than we had. They had even gone public before we did, writing a book about their family called Love Times 3, Our True Story. Oh my God, we should read that. Should we do a book club on Joe Darker's book? They're independent polygamists, so they're not affiliated with a church or particular religion. Right? It's a lot of pictures here. Holy shit. Okay, hold on. All right. When we sued Utah, it angered our church. By that point, they didn't feel like we represented them, and not all of us thought we did either. I had spoken out against some of their practices, and they didn't want that limelight. We won our lawsuit in 2013, with the court saying a man can't legally marry more than one person at a time, but there's nothing constitutionally that prohibits him from living with someone else. People do that all the time. You separate, you move in with someone else while you work out the divorce. But our case was later overturned on appeal on a technicality. We had never been prosecuted for polygamy, so our rights had not been violated. That, of course, meant we still couldn't go home because the threat of a felony offense would hang over our heads. You guys really botched that one.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Did they have a lawyer? Doesn't it seem like a lawyer would have caught that early on? Like, well, you're not actually being discriminated because you never were charged because you fled at 3 a.m. on Martin Luther King Day.
Well,
you didn't need to.
You know.
In 2017, the state upped the ante. They expanded the anti-bigamy law to make it a more serious second degree rather than third degree felony if domestic or sexual abuse were involved, and they exempted minors from prosecution. I'm all for coming down hard on abuse, but if people were afraid to report it before, toughening the penalties wouldn't help. The new law also reworded the definition of bigamy. The old law said it's bigamy if a married man spiritually marries someone else or lives with them. The new law says it's bigamy if he lives with a purported spouse while legally married to someone else. The state said it would prosecute polygamy cases if only abuse were involved, but it wasn't a guarantee. The Darkers kept after it, explaining that abused family members feared coming forward because the laws were too restrictive. No wife will say she's being abused if she risks going to jail or sending her family to jail on a felony offense if she says she's a polygamist. Joe realized the right argument wasn't going to convince Republicans in Utah, so they kept working the abuse angle. In 2020, the Utah legislature passed a law that made polygamy among consenting adults an infraction, like a parking ticket. Wasn't that what it was before, though? So they just brought it back around.
In the end, right?
So nothing.
I don't
really. All Joe was doing was arguing against what the damage that the Browns had done, or is it better now?
I don't think the effort was worth what the ultimate outcome was. Like whatever effort they put in was absolutely not worth it.
That's so funny. Okay, it's still a felony if you marry someone without telling your spouse or the person you plan to marry that you're married to someone else. It's still a second-degree felony if a person is found guilty of polygamy as well as abuse. The governor said it was time to bring polygamous families out of hiding so they would be safe. No matter what happened with our family, I'm proud that we help people see polygamy in a different light. And with that, we are brought to chapter 26. Cody tries to kill Truly. That's what I'm calling it.
Okay. Do you have enough time or would you like to?
Yeah, I have 20 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, I have more than
all right.
that.
There are a few more. I'll go ahead and start reading. There's a few more photos if you want to throw those up.
I have no idea what you threw up or
book
not.
Book picks 6 of 8 through 8 of 8.
Oh, so you're deleting them as you were deleting them as you went.
Yes. So
okay, great.
Yes.
Great. Go ahead.
All right.
Here we go.
26. Can I just be with her, please? Page 179. All the wives drove to San Francisco to look for dresses as a bonding experience for the Brown family commitment ceremony. Oh, we remember. We remember. That would be when Robin tried on all the dresses because she was the skinniest one.
Also, all of them could have easily found something off the rack. None of them have bodies that are not fittable off the rack. Janelle maybe would be a little more difficult, but Not even. She's fine. Go to Old Navy.
Or like Lane Bryant or
Sure. Torrid.
whatever, Macy's, Nordstrom,
Yes.
Von Mar. Yes,
because you can
absolutely.
like an easy thing to do is just to not
Mother
go after
of the bride
sizes.
shit.
You can go after dresses that are like small, medium, large, extra large, 2XL. Like just look more at that, where like the clothes kind of breathe a little bit.
David's bridal
fitted. Sure, you can find something.
Yes.
This is ridiculous that they did this. Like to make from scratch. I guess it was a storyline for Robin's friend who was part of the catfish scandal.
Was it Trainer Justin? Was like, whoa, Janelle, you are
knocking
on heaven's door. Whoa, Trainer Bill. How could I forget? Okay, the ceremony had come up in family therapy as a way to celebrate how far we had come, to acknowledge what we had learned in counseling, and to recommit to each other at a point when things seemed pretty precarious. The shopping trip was fine, if awkward as far as the dresses went. The crew showed Cody back home completely clueless about how to feed and care for his 17 children. By that point, our kids took care of each other or themselves. But Isabel stubbed her toe and Cody burned the steaks, and that was the end of it. In San Francisco, we discovered that A, we couldn't all shop at the same store because of the size range of our bodies.
No, not true.
We couldn't talk on the phone with Cody in front of the other wives. Okay.
In front of Robin, you can't talk. No one else gave a shit.
Yeah,
Robin
also,
was the one whose jaw was beaming in the light.
Their bodies aren't like, it's not like
Meri and Christine have the exact same body.
I was gonna say, it's not as if they're like a little person, like Jen on the Little Couple,
or Thousand Pound Sister is. They're all off the rack sizes. Do you want this bone?
Yeah. In reality, we had a great time. It was a fun trip. Before we left, 3-year-old Truly had been just sick enough for me to take her to an urgent care doctor who said she probably had the flu and sent her home. While we were in San Francisco, Aspen called me. Truly is sick, she said, sounding panicked. Like really sick, and I don't know what to do. I called Cody. The girls are there, he said. They could take care of it. Cody, I really need you to help with Truly, I said. I have a lot to take care of at Robin's house, I remember him saying. I'll see what I can do.
See, we never knew about that part.
Thanks.
We never knew that he was. Well, I mean, we knew he was at Robin's, but like, this is one of the kind of more tea-spilly things of the story is that he was like doing laundry, and I think they go on to say that she did bring it up on camera, and Cody had them turn the cameras down.
Well, can't interrupt his nap and laundry schedule.
He did take a nap. That is right.
All right. Awesome. Thanks. The evening I returned home, Truly was still sick. She wanted to sleep with McKelty, and I went in to check on her, and her eyes were crossing. I ran her back to urgent care. She needs glasses, he said. No, really, that's what he said.
Glasses.
You don't understand what's happening here, I said. I immediately called my doctor, and he cleared a schedule. Bring her in now. I'm going to put $100 down. She called Dr. Bean.
Oh, yeah.
He examined her. She was swollen and couldn't breathe right, and she could barely keep her eyes open, and she didn't seem to understand what was going on. I was terrified. Take her to the ER immediately, the doctor said. She's in kidney failure.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. We rushed her to the emergency room. I called Cody along the way, and he met us there. It was so scary. They ran some tests and said she was like an 80-year-old woman on dialysis. At first, they thought the machine was broken. They admitted her to the hospital, and I stayed there, with Cody leaving at night and coming back for a couple of hours during the day. But Truly wasn't getting any better, and they said she had to be on dialysis. She was so skinny, but also puffy, and she couldn't pee. Her bladder wasn't working. Her kidneys weren't working. They kept drawing blood to do more tests. And at that time, we had no insurance because we were right in the middle of getting new insurance. So they kept coming to the door of Truly's room to say, we need more money. Look, I remember them saying, my daughter's here. I don't have money for you. I can't help you. Can I just be with her, please? Then they would back off and then come back and I'd offer up more money. By the end of it, I would owe more than $200,000.
Oh my God.
I'm actually shocked it wasn't more. Like, I'm shocked over that. Like I know what Charlie's were for a week or two, and
was it more than 200,000? Oh, but she didn't have insurance here. Did she have insurance? Right. Is that what she's saying?
No, they don't have insurance at the time, so I'm sure they probably had to like settle on some amount. Hopefully, she didn't actually fail that. But yeah, welcome to America.
Jesus.
They wanted to do dialysis, and we had to decide whether we wanted to bring her to the hospital every day to hook her up to the machine or keep her in the hospital. She was so little, so of course we wanted to bring her home. That raised the risk of infection, but we decided to rent the dialysis machine and keep her in a familiar setting surrounded by those who love her. They had to perform surgery on her abdomen. It's different for toddlers, to insert a catheter for the dialysis machine. And I remember waiting for them to take her back. The surgeon came in and looked at Truly's chart. How old is she? She asked. She's 3, I said. Why are you doing the surgery? I'm sure she could read the expression of what on my face. We went through hours discussing this with the doctors, and they said this was the best option. There's a huge risk of infection, she said. It wasn't the we'll take good care of her pep talk I expected needed. I don't have any answers for you, I said. I don't know what to do. She looked at the chart again, and then she looked at Truly's numbers. Oh, she said, well, I guess this is the best surgery. Hold. Oh my God, this is the surgeon who's going to be taking care of my daughter. I just have to say, like, most of my experiences have been incredible, but I will say when you have, I clearly remember this doctor, I won't say their name, but that Charlie had down at Lurie, and absolutely awful. And like when it's bad, like you are your most vulnerable, and it's awful. So
like bedside manner wise,
yeah, I absolutely believe this.
Do you know? Are you familiar with like the Adam Carolla show and any of its iterations?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, his sound guy, his name is Brian Bishop, and he hosts a podcast called The Film Ball. But he also had his name is Bald Brian, and he was diagnosed with like a stage 4 brain cancer at like age 30, and he's still alive now. And I've listened to his audiobook, and he says in there that the first doctor gave him like 3 months to live. And the best piece of advice he gave in that book was, if you have any kind of illness or something, cancer, anything, and you go to a doctor, he's like, you should be leaving your doctor's appointment with hope. He's like, if you have a doctor that gives you no hope, then find another doctor. And like he did, he found another doctor. The doctor was like, I can handle this. And he is still alive like 10, 12 years later. So, and I was like, that's a really interesting thing to think of. Is like, you should leave your doctor feeling like you have a plan of action, and that the doctor isn't saying, well, no, too bad. So great. Yeah. There you go.
Oh, totally
really
agree.
Hot in here. All right. Where are you?
Is it hot in here?
It's hot in here. It is. It is hot in here.
The nurses and anesthetists got Truly ready, and then they started to wheel her off. Truly was screaming. Of course she was. I wonder why they didn't like give her something to calm her, like a Valium or something.
They probably did. Do you think?
Gotcha.
I mean, I don't know.
I gotcha. Then the swinging doors closed behind them, and I realized it was out of my hands and in theirs. It was the worst feeling. There was nothing I could do for her. She was in there for a couple hours, and when she came out, she was puffy everywhere and looked terrible. I was so angry at the surgeon. I talked with a nurse who asked who it was. If my kids were going through anything, I would request her, she told me. She's honestly the best there is. The surgery went well, and I spent the night at the hospital. The next day, a doctor came to see Truly and asked how she was doing. I understand I really hurt your feelings yesterday, she said. Oh, you're the surgeon, I said. There have been so many people and so much stress that I hadn't recognized her. Yeah, I'm really sorry, she said. I get into surgeon mode, and it was just hard on me that she was so little. I could do it, but it was scary to me too. Why is she sharing this story? Like,
she wants to continue to shame the surgeon in case the surgeon reads it.
I guess. Okay. She was great. Truly was on dialysis for several more days in the hospital. They wouldn't let her go home until she urinated because they wanted to make sure everything was working properly. Pee-pee poo-poo. Cody told me to draw a picture of Truly at Disneyland, all healthy and better, and then draw a picture of her in the hospital with all the tubes tied to her. Now, Cody can't draw it. He wants Christine to.
He was saying this from Robin's house over the phone.
Mm-hmm. He's a creative. He's, He's Christine's muse, actually.
Yeah.
Then draw a picture of her in the hospital with all the tubes tied to her. I showed her the hospital picture and we talked about it. She was still lucid and chatting, even though she was kind of out of it. I showed her the second picture and told her that as soon as she was well enough, we were going to Disneyland. That night, she peed for the first time.
It was so thank God for Cody.
It was his idea, his inspiration.
He really did take credit for this, like on the show.
Yeah.
For anyone who hasn't seen it.
On the 10th day in the hospital, the nephrologist said we could go home. He said that while Truly's numbers weren't quite where they wanted them, she was healing fast, and at her age, she would get better faster at home. What about dialysis? I asked. She'll probably be fine, he said. He told us we wanted to be careful the first year and watch her like crazy. We expected to go out to 1 million follow-up visits, but after 4 visits in the first month after she came home, her doctor said, I don't think we need to see you again. If she gets sick again, let me know, but I think you're done. They filmed us coming home from the hospital and her greeting everyone, and she looked like a stick figure.
God.
She got sick twice more that year. On Christmas Day, she threw up. I looked at Cody. She's fine, he mouthed.
Cody, I don't even care if she is fine. You need to at least act mildly concerned, not say the same thing he did first time this happened.
Yeah, he's like, not on
Wild.
Christmas Day. I'm going to
This is Robin's Day.
Robin's.
Yeah, this is Robin's favorite day of the year. You'll
I
ruin
can't
it.
be away from the younger kids. Fucking asshole. She's fine, he mouthed. No, I thought, I'm not doing this. I took her to my bed, and that's where we spent Christmas Day, all snuggled up. I watched her like a hawk, but every time she got sick, she was fine. She never had a relapse. No one knows what caused it. Beyond that, she got the flu. She lived in Las Vegas, and she got dehydrated. As always, we talked about the experience on the set. I needed your help, I told Cody, referring to the moment when Aspen had called me in a panic. He said he had been doing laundry at Robin's house. You were going to let our daughter die because you were doing laundry for Robin, I said. I felt like we were last on his list. Cody got so mad, he asked the crew to turn off the cameras because he knew just how bad it sounded.
Yeah.
He hadn't been there when Truly and I needed him desperately. We're not filming this, he said. Okay, this is like super, this is it. This is important if you don't know this part.
Yeah, it's a wild sentence, by the way.
I confided in Robin about it later. If Truly had died, I would have left Cody, I said, because she didn't matter to him.
Yeah.
Because he was more focused on doing laundry at your house than helping our daughter. Robin was beside herself.
This is a good point. Lena says when Christine left Cody, he does say this on camera. Like he doesn't really say it because he won't take accountability, but he's some people really haven't forgiven me for certain kids getting sick and almost dying. Some bitches. He does address that.
Well, knife in the kidneys. It was like a knife to his kidney. That. She's having that baby.
That baby.
If Truly had died, I would have left Cody, I said, because she didn't matter to him, because he was more focused on doing laundry at your house than helping our daughter. Robin was beside herself. She was horrified at the idea of me leaving over the surgery. Breaking up over the death of a child doesn't make logical sense, but I think she understood that in this situation, it did, because Cody wasn't there for Truly. He wasn't there for me. And he wasn't there for his oldest daughters who were left to deal with a scary situation. Robin told Cody, who got mad at me for talking to Robin about it. Robin told Cody, rather than apologizing for not being there to me when we needed him. That was the last time I opened up to Robin. I felt she betrayed my trust by telling Cody something I said in confidence. Truly, on the other hand, was fine. We took her to Disneyland after she got better, and she spent a long time talking with Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. I'm sure she did.
This is a cute story, though. This next story is very cute. I remember that.
Did it hurt when Mother Gothel stabbed you? She asked Flynn Rider. Truly had seen that happen in the movie Tangled. I have a scar, he said. Still skinny baby Truly, who had almost no hair because she had just cut it all off by herself. Sounds like Avalon.
Yeah,
took a look at his scar, and then she lifted her shirt. So do I, she said. Oh my gosh, their faces. They knew they were talking to a miracle baby.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
We have to talk to we have to talk to more kids, but afterward, do you want to walk with us from the castle? They asked Truly. Sure, she said, obviously the coolest character in the bunch and the cutest. Joy. They made a big production of it. Her confidence has always been amazing, and she walked through like she owned the place. Like she was exactly where she was supposed to be until she discovered Harry Potter and discovered that she needs to go to Universal.
She needs to get to that wizarding world. But I love that because she wasn't getting special treatment because she's on TV. It's literally because like I almost died because my dad was negligent and I have this huge scar. Like I don't know. I love that.
Like what happened? Like my dad. Like, oh.
My dad hates me.
Yeah. No, he almost just like was like, let me go. And like,
he was actually probably, he was kind of,
he like ghosted me. It was like the first time anyone was like ghosted anyone. It was actually in this one. So it was pretty cool.
He ghosted her at her birth too.
Oh. And her older brother, Gabe, right?
And Gwendolyn. When she got in that bike accident.
Well, there we go. Great. All right. Well, we did it. Thank you guys for joining us on this cozy Friday. You got a banger of an episode.
Yeah, that was a big one.
The Apology Tour.
That was a brown explosion, but so keep your eyes on Salty Birches, guys. The tension is
again. And watch that Diddy doc. And of course, make sure you're leaving us a 5-star review. Give us a little thumbs up, subscribe, wait until the episode's over, scroll sideways, and then you'll be able to hype the episode. Check out Patreon and Girl Dinner. Remember, when you sign up for Patreon, less than a cup of coffee a month. And I know everyone says that, but it's true. And I'll give you a sneak peeky. A little, there we go. Sorry, I was going to say you get access to all our previous episodes, so like the entire library. So literally probably thousands.
I added a picture in here that I took during this, but I just want you guys to see the scope of this dog. This is like behind me currently. Look how big that fucking dog is.
Okay, Walter fully camouflaged.
Yeah,
he matches his little Betty. His little
Walter's the size of this dog's head. It really is. I have a horse in here with me.
He's huge. Oh,
yeah. All right, great. Weekend.
Love you guys. Stay warm. Have a wonderful weekend. Make sure you join us next week.
You're all adults. No, you are all adults. Bye-bye. Well, guys, it's been a blast. Thank you so much for joining us today on our We Love to Hate Everything channel. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Give us a like or even a comment, and click on that bell if you want notifications, because you never know when we might pop up and go live. Please check out our other 2 podcasts on Patreon, where we snark on even more TV, movies, and pop culture. We got Total Request Podcast. That's patreon.com/trpod. And We Love to Hate TV. Patreon.com/Love to Hate TV. Thanks again, and we will see you next time.